Worldwide Hippies presents Hippie News and Stuff with Winston Smith and the Worldwide Hippies News Team.
Welcome to Hippie TV News and Stuff for the week of January 3rd, 2012. Brought to you by worldwidehippies.com, citizen journalism on the web. I am Winston Smith. Something's bugging Monsanto. Patty Smith is really fucking old. The doc is in. Another snow job from Homeland Security. Ed Croft drops by with a message for you. Do you believe in magic? Hippie's back. Our asshole of the week and more. Top story. Bugs become resistant to genetically modified corn. One of the nation's most widely planted crops, a genetically engineered corn plant, developed by Monsanto, that makes its own insecticide, is losing its effectiveness as a major pest appears to be developing resistance to the shit. The hybrid corn, a real moneymaker for the Clintons by the way, was such a swift success that it and similar varieties now account for 65% of all U.S. corn acre grains that end up in thousands of everyday foods such as cereal, sweeteners, cooking oil, and also in your gas tank. A scientist recently sounded an alarm, not to the public, but to the biotech industry and corn speculators, when findings concluding that rootworms in some BT cornfields in Iowa had evolved an ability to survive the corn's formidable defenses. Similar crop damage has been seen in parts of Illinois, Minnesota, and Nebraska. Just how many states is not known, because Monsanto, being a corporate person, has the right to privacy.
Corporations are people, my friend.
The analogy I often use with growers is that we're looking at an iceberg and all we see is the tip of the problem, one anonymous scientist said. And it's a little bit like looking at an iceberg through the fog, because the only time we know we have a problem is when we hear the foghorn from Monsanto. Right now, quite frankly, it is very profitable to grow corn, said Michael Gray, a University of Illinois crop scientist professor. Monsanto and the U.S. government had known from the start that this would happen, and with taxpayer-subsidized research, Monsanto soon will have a new patented corn life form in the fields around the world that will instantly vaporize any worm or hippie that goes near it. And this, what flavor would you like? According to the Greensfield Daily News, Homeland Security provided to at least 13 counties in West Michigan snow cone machines. One snow cone machine for each county at a cost of $1,000 apiece, approximately. County employees have been enjoying the free snow cones for a while now, but someone tipped off news outlets, and in response, Homeland Security issued these statements. First, security officials felt in a medical emergency the machines are capable of making ice packs, which could be used for medical purposes. Montcalm County Emergency Services Director David Fieldposh, he's a toady for the Homeland Security, pointed out that the machines could also be useful at the scene of a large fire or during very hot weather. I don't like the term snow cone machine because it sounds horrible, he said. When you look at it as a 12-flavored ice shaving machine, it makes a little more sense. When asked to try again, they sent Director Sandy Deep Day in, and she said, "It is used to attract people so they can be educated and prepared for Homeland Security." Footnote here, hippies. Homeland Security spent $56.3 billion last year. Do you feel safer? Well, it's not bumps in the night you have to worry about. It's the signing statements. Here's the doc.
What's up, Doc?
Paz en el barrio, hippies, and prospero nuevo año. Hey, Winston, thank you for the kind words, and well, of course, Bugs, as ever, you know exactly how we do. As you know, this time of year, there's a legend that says, at least on Christmas Eve, mute animals are supposed to be able to talk. Part of that same legend is that on New Year's Day, we're all on a first-name basis, and if that's the case, this is my New Year's Day letter to my president. Dear Barry, man, I gotta tell you, you have really pissed me off last weekend. It wasn't so much you signing that NDAA act like you did, even though it enshrines in the law like never before the right of a president to imprison folks, even citizens, without trial or appeal. Or it wasn't exactly how you signed it either, in the metaphorical dark of the night, in the news hole on New Year's Eve on a fucking Saturday, for God's sake, when the corporate scum press are doing what the traditional ritual bullshit that the corporate scum press do this time of year. Stuff they've had in the can has been on autopilot so they could go home themselves. Totally shrewd, Bubba. And it wasn't the reservations you expressed in signing it. What the fuck? You resisted signing it because you didn't get enough power out of it. That's what you said. I'll even pass on the signing statement when you did it. A tactic for which you and the rest of the gutless fucking Dems have routinely and stertorously condemned the previous crew of fucktard fascisti. It wasn't really all that pissed me so much off, although all of that did. But what really cranked my jaws the most is that you not only arrogated that power for yourself, which is bad enough, because I really don't trust you to use it justly, but goddamn, man, just think, you also gave that power to indefinitely detain your so-called enemies to whatsoever future jackbooted Christo-fascist fuck-witted jerk-off with a attitude who next manages to exploit the system and gain the White House after you're gone. You have delivered us to them. No, unless you do it yourself, the occasion may not arise in the immediate future in the aftermath of this latest disappointment and betrayal of the principles and the people you alleged yourself in sympathy with when you established your office in 2009, but it comes into play the next term, after you've exhausted your welcome, Sir Barry, and are peacefully contemplating your long, serene, comfortable retirement. Certainly nobody in your family is ever going to have to work again, and the GOP owners have installed Bush-Cheney Redux, that's Jeb Bush and Lizzie Cheney, behind the campaign slogans blaming you for the fall of the American empire and demanding bellicosely to restore America, along with the whole plethora of other similarly and fiercely nostalgic phrases extolling America's forgotten and vanished past glories. Now, you might think, or one might ask, why would the GOP rallying cry be ferociously bemoaning the fall of the national empire and its reputation and your part in it? Well, I'll tell you, that's because in the course of your last term, between now and 2016, the People's Republic of China officially is going to surpass the US of A in both GNP and GDP, and the end of the American empire will be trumpeted loudly and big, huge print across the globe in all the corporate scum press, and the blame for that is going to fall squarely on your graying head, and it's going to drip down onto the rest of the wing of your party too, and you will be roundly and soundly blamed for it. And that power that you seized last week, it verges pretty damn close to preventive detention, which I don't suppose anybody has ever used justly. It will fall in all of its juicy, ripe, and useful glory into the hands of people who won't even care if they look like criminals, thugs, and gunsels by using it, and they will use it gladly. So Barry, my man, I gotta say, have a happy fucking New Year, and thanks a lot. You done it to us again, you cheap jack punk-ass tool. Back to you in Hippie Central, Winston. Bye, humbug.
Thanks, Doc. I'll take the top bunk, man. Hey, Patti Smith turned 65 last week. She doesn't look a day over 70. I thought she was Keith Richards' sister until I was 40. Rock on, girl. Now, hippies, Ed Croft has a 2012 message for everyone. Chill the fuck out.
Hey, Winston. Well, here we are. We made it. We're in 2012. This is that year that, you know, if you listen to Hollywood, we're going to be hit with all these disasters. There's a lot of legends surrounding this time period, and there's a lot of theories and what have you. I kind of prefer to just take a step back and just let it happen. Whatever's going to happen. I mean, whatever's going to happen. I think I heard a funny commentary about the predictions for 2012, and the person said, well, you know, my prediction for 2012 is that we're going to elect a new president, and then shortly after that everybody's going to hate them. Kind of figure maybe that might be very insightful. Now, the thing is that, you know, Hollywood likes to make a big deal out about 2012. They've got to make their money, so they're going to generate as much fuss as they can. We already had the one movie there. I forget what his name was. They ended up, the world flooded and everything. And, well, been there, done that. I believe the last new world, the cleansing was brought about by flooding. We hear about Noah, right? And not only Noah, but other traditions also talk about great floods. So there's a possibility there might be a hint of truth to the old Noah story. Maybe. We'll see. The thing is, when I look back at the millennium, the year 2000, and we were supposed to have a rapture, and the end of the world, party like it's 1999 and all that. And the only thing that happened was it was a big headache for those of us who did computer programming at the time. We had to go back and rewrite some code that, where they stored two-digit years. Now, I don't know that 2012 is going to be the same kind of issue for programmers, but for the people, I kind of hope and pray that they don't get caught up in all the hoopla and forget to live life. Just live it. Let whatever's going to happen. There are many traditions, many things, many people trying to force things to look the way they think they're supposed to look. But the best thing we can do is just live life. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Don't get caught up in any of the fear-mongering. Don't get caught up in any of the craziness. Just be yourself. My heart to your heart. One heart, one spirit. I hope.
Thanks, Ed. You mind answering your own fan mail, man? I'm too busy. Now, it's the time of the show when we ask that question.
Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Thanks, Winston. Well, it's 2012. We made it. It's a new year. It's supposed to be a pretty big one. A time of change. You must remember that change comes from within. You must be the love you want to see in the world. And that is what you will broadcast out around you. My name is Magick, and it's nice to be on Hippie News and stuff. I got a couple of stories I want to share with you. We've got an unusual amount of gray whales spotted off the California coast. Whale watchers are saying that migrating whales are swimming through Southern California waters in record numbers this winter. One of the whale watchers said, "I've seen some pretty good years, but never anything like this." Joyce Daniels, a volunteer with the whale census, told the LA Times, "We had whales everywhere. So many I was having trouble figuring out which whale was which," she said. "It's a real adrenaline rush to have so many whales." And they went on to say researchers say they hope this means things in the whaling world are going good and the populations are becoming more robust. Diseased seals washing ashore in Alaska being tested for possible Fukushima radiation exposure. Now you got to remember that there is a tsunami debris field twice the size of Texas, blowing towards the west coast of the United States and Canada. Police officers on the coast have been issued Geiger counters to test such debris as it washes ashore. You remember your local news are telling you to stay away from the debris and call the police because there might be personal effects and the police got to check and make sure it's safe. There is a lot of things going on in Japan. They are burning their radioactive debris in open furnaces, taking the radioactive ash and burying it in Tokyo Harbor. So basically, Japan has become this giant radioactive tea bag, and the ocean currents are doing what the ocean currents do, causing eco-disaster from the likes of which we have never seen before. I remind you, try to have fun every day. Smile and laugh with the people you are around you. Enjoy it while you can. We have so little time here on Earth. That's all I have for you this week. Well, back to you, Winston.
Thank you, Magic. Happy to have you part of the team. And this, a woman with seemingly extraordinary crotch strength was caught on security camera stealing a case of Guinness. No, it's not Suzanne Summers. Watch as she places it under her dress, between her legs, and walks out. Humans fucking amaze me. And now, here to amaze you, is Hippie.
Thanks, Winston.
Saving nickels, saving dimes, working till the sun don't shine. Looking forward to happy times on you by you. I'm going back someday, young with me to Blue Bayou. Where the folks are fine and the world is mine on Blue Bayou. Where those fishing boats with their sails afloat, if I could only see that familiar sunrise through sleepy eyes, how happy I'd be. Oh, that boy of mine, by my side, the silver moon and the evening tide. Oh, some sweet thing gonna take away this hurting in the sky. But I'll never be blue, my dreams come true. On Blue Bayou. All right. Right on.
Look right out at.
Yeah.
Back to you, Winston.
Thanks, Hippie. Glad you're back home safe. Oh, right here it's time for our asshole of the week. And this week it goes to Robert Edward D. Shields for putting his pee-pee in a poochie. Robert Edward D. Shields has been jailed for 10 years for having sex with a puppy he strangled and sexually abused. It was an 8-month-old Chihuahua. He was sentenced last Friday after a trial that included graphic testimony about how he abused the animal, reported the Sacramento Bee. The dog suffered severe rectum and internal injuries that required surgery. It is now living in a foster home. Robert Edwards D. Shields, 55, was also ordered to register as a sex offender when he's released from prison. And that is why Robert Edward Shields is also a registered Worldwide Hippies asshole of the week. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please visit worldwidehippies.com for more citizen journalism and news 24/7. And you will see the Doc, Ed, Magic, Hippie, and yours truly here.